What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. This time it's Spider-Man from the video game series on PlayStation 4, and you can pre-order this figure or order this, I believe, at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link down below, and the box is beautiful, man. It's really vibrant, it's colorful. You can see the side here and the back. Oh, this is comic book inspired theme in here. The video game is really good. I played the heck out of it. I finished the game, I think, in a month. It took me a month, but I got it on platinum, so not bad. That's, I guess, my last platinum since God of War. But I really enjoyed it. One of the best games that I've ever played, to be quite honest with you. It's graphics are great, nice storyline, open world. It's really engaging. You know, there's a lot of things to do, so I consider it, you know, up there with and I played a lot of games. I have, and I can't wait for the sequel for this guy. And it comes with tons of accessories, as you can see here. It's really nicely padded because the material of the suit is kind of rubbery slash sticky. So I'm pretty sure they protected this really well. You can see here all the hands, bunch of little tiny accessories, some trinkets that he does have. He gets separate set of eyes. You can see that's I've never seen a white peg before, but I guess those are spare. And you see the various hands that he comes with, and it's good. You know, like the peace sign. Some of them are playful. Some of them are for accessories. And make sure you refer to the manual so you can see which hands you're supposed to use for what. And he comes with, and I'll just show you the details on the hands. It's really nice because the white part is kind of glossy with some, I want to say that's sort of a carbon fiber look. Maybe that's the one that they're going for. And it's funny because on the game I didn't really use the suit. I used because I just like the homemade suit better, or the homecoming suit better. So I mostly use that for the game. I also like, because at that time he does have the spider drone ability, so that's why I used a lot of him. But as you can see here, there's a cell phone. I believe that's something for Vulture. I forgot what it's called. A plush toy. I believe the two ones are markers, and then you see the spider drone here, which is kind of like the star. Well, this one's really cute too. So I believe that's kind of like the star of this accessories, which is the spider drone. You can move around his legs, but this plush is really cute as well. This might be a hit with the kids. I know my kids wants to play with this, but almost a $300 toy. So yep, not gonna play with this. So let's go down here. So that's that. I mean, there's a lot, like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of accessories here. Some of them are unnecessary. But I consider myself a fan of the video game, even though I didn't really went to the ins and outs of his powers or his abilities and whatnot. This is the spider drone. So, and even if I did, which I kind of did, to be honest with you, because I took all of them, I purchased all the suit. It just, like, for collecting purposes, I just never thought it was necessary to include those web shooters that he does have. You know, I mean, in the game, yes, because he has different abilities, but as far as looks, I wouldn't care much, you know, about that. But this is the backdrop, which is one of the better ones that they do have. I put it up there with the Daredevil ones. The Daredevil you can use on other figures. So is this. It's a bit perspective. There's an HDR light coming from afar, which is the sun. It's not... I get it why the picture quality is kind of bad in here, because he's moving, most likely, if you want to display him like he's webbing through it, so there's a little bit of motion blur. But again, from the previous backgrounds that they have, that's always the quality of picture that they have, though. It's not like because of some motion blur, it's just they use low quality image, so it doesn't produce high def, you know, when it comes to the cardboard box. So here he is right next to it. So he's standing right now, but ideally you want him in a more dynamic pose. And this is it's too narrow to be used. Well, not really. If he's standing up, but if he's in a, you know, dynamic pose, you're not going to capture the entire scene. But this is the stand, which is really nice, really beautiful. It doesn't have the Spider-Man on the, you know, like the normal place where it would be for the plaque, but you know, I guess because it's in the front anyway. And this is the actual figure itself. beautiful, beautiful figure. It's kind of dark, but I would open the lights here because I thought, you know, he's really vibrant, and the type of material that they use for the suit is beautiful. That, in a sense, that it kind of reminds me of the Black Panther suit, but it feels thicker. I don't know if I'm making any sense right now. Like, you feel like it's not gonna break, but at the same time you feel like it would stretch out, and then if you put him on a dynamic post, and then it would heal itself back. And a lot of people were saying that for the Spider-Man 2, Amazing Spider-Man 2 Hot Toys, which is, that was the case. You know, I post the heck out of that figure and never really, you know, worried about flaking or anything like that because of the material that they use. And I think they put it on a step further with this figure, because that one is a really thin material. This one is a bit thicker, and whatever they used on this figure, as far as, you know, I guess it's thick and it feels muscular. I guess they padded the figure, and it's just nice overall. That's all I can say about the figure. It's just feels nice. It is, you know, like it does have this superhero feel compared to, for example, homemade suit Spider-Man, or, and I know it's a totally different Spider-Man, but this is like a video game Spider-Man, so they gotta beef him up a little bit, but it feels more heroic, his stance. You know, his shoulders, his chest is puffing out, and you can feel it. He's a bit squishy, you know, from the torso. So it's nice, but there's so many intricacies on the suit itself that it's just beautiful. And look at the sole of his shoe. The one thing that you know, attention to detail by Hot Toys. And yes, you could, you know, like, there's an articulation on his foot right there, as you can see from the top, from his toes basically. So, and it's really important for Spider-Man figure. Now, as far as the head sculpt, they opted for not a non-cloth or non-material, which I think works well. It blended really well with the suit, so it's not like it's awkward. Compared to the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the beauty of this is that there's no seam. A lot of collectors were complaining about the seam on his head. You know, you gotta have a stitching when it comes to that. And yes, you could hide it a little bit better. Maybe at the bottom. Who knows? I don't know. I don't do these things. But with this one, there's none, because everything's fully sculpted. And you can see the spider sense on the back. It's nice, you know. It's a bit sharp. It's made out of plastic and all that stuff. And then there's a film that you gotta remove. But it's a beautiful piece that if you just wanna, you know, attach it on his neck, it's really easy. And for the eyes, I believe it's magnetic, but there's a key. As you can see there, you just push the top, and the bottom would just pop out, and he would go blind. But no, he has several options. I have never tried the other Spider-Man eye plates, you know, like with the Iron Spider or whatnot. But you know, you don't need to. He got enough. He has enough. The only thing he doesn't have is the kill. Is that the kill whatever? Kill mode activated on the Homecoming Spider-Man, which, why would you want to use this here anyway, even if it does fit? Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's gonna fit, but yeah, just push it to top. Bottom would kind of like flare out, as you can see there, and then you would easily be able to remove them. And this is the third look, which is kind of like the squinting Spider-Man. And yes, you could mix and match. If you want him kind of like winking and all that stuff, you could go ahead and do so. And that's the Spider-Man right here. Beautiful head sculpt. You know, like, it's not completely plastic. There's a lot of texture on the head sculpt as well. So, you know, it's there. And so we're going to put him in a few poses. And you're going to have fun posing this figure. Like I said, it's fully articulated. I'm not even going to demonstrate how it gets articulated, because it just does that. And you're going to have a lot of fun. However, this stand right here, I'm not a big fan of this stand outside of if you are wearing like an Iron Man figure, perhaps, because it's a bit bulky and heavy. Plus, the material that they use with Iron Man mostly is die cast when I use this, and there's a paint, which I'm not too worried about the black and the paint on their, you know, section. But with this kind of figure, I feel like there's gonna have a vision treatment, and I don't know if you're familiar with vision. If you leave the clamp on for too long, it might not leave what do you call this, like a mark on his side. I mean, maybe he does, but for the most part it would heal up. But what it does is sometimes it sticks to the foam inside. So, and then you're gonna lose this type of costume that he does have. there's a lot of textured materials in his suit. So sometimes it would rub off and some of them would stick to this black foam and you would lose some of it. I know some of them, I lost some on vision, and I'm just afraid to, you know, dust that on him. So Hot Toys, please give us a crotch stand with these guys, because at least on the crotch stand, which it could still happen from those two prongs, at least it's in the crotch area, not on the waist, so it's not as visible. Give us the option, you know, for those who doesn't want to display their figure in you know, in a dynamic pose. We don't mind doing this. Add another $10 into the cost of the figure. Give us that little, you know, little cradle. Give us that stand, man. You know, we don't always want to use that clamp to our figures. And look at him. You can spread the legs apart. That's what I'm trying to do here. Just want to showcase all the poses that basically you could do with a figure. It's really nice. You can rotate him. You know, it's all about perspective when it comes to posing Spider-Man or any other figure for the same reason. Kind of like the landing pose with Iron Man. You gotta catch them. It mostly works for pictures, but for video, there's a certain angle that you catch, because otherwise you'd see the legs wobbly, unless it's Mark III, which Mark III has a specialized torso, or not torso, like the leg slash torso abdomen section for that. But with him, Spider-Man, you know, like any other dynamic poses, it's all about angles. That's why I shot this more like a worm's eye view, so to speak, so you could kind of recreate that pose. And this is the, you know, height comparison between these Spider-Mans that I do have. And so you can see he's a bit taller than the two Spider-Mans that I own, and a little bit more bulkier and wider, which gives him more of the more heroic posture, so to speak. And here he is. So I mean, if he's gonna be a standalone figure, let's see, he's so much taller than the Homecoming Spider-Man. So as a standalone figure, he is really great. You know, the only unfortunate thing is we didn't get the Peter Parker head sculpt, but I'm pretty sure somebody from eBay would come up with a third party. I think I've been seeing that from the forums now. And because the head sculpt is easily, you know, you can pop it on and off. So all you need to do is some render of that third party of the video game head sculpt, and it would have been really nice by Hot Toys. But you know, we got extra web shooters, I suppose. And here you go, you can see all the accessories that he does have. Hopefully this video helped you out if you are thinking of getting him. I am gonna release a buyer's guide as well, because he is pretty much available right now at Big Bad Toy Store, so you can pick him up, or the Iron Spider. So I'll create a video, maybe if you only want to buy one, which you could do. I'm not going to do a full-blown comparison to other Spider-Mans. There's several Spider-Mans. This is the new Iron Man now. But with the new Sony, you know, Marvel fiasco, I don't know how long this is going to last, but, you know, he's coming up with a bunch of new suits, kind of like Iron Man with his armor, so we'll see. But once again, thank you for watching. If this video helped you out in any way, please give it a thumbs up. You know, or if you hated it, give it a thumbs down. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so, and get that notification so you know when I update or upload a new video. Follow me on Instagram as well, post new pictures, and Facebook, so you know what's going on. And I'll see you guys in the next review.